Hey guys, and welcome back to, FIFA 20, Road to Glory. I think this is episode 14. Let's start off with two sorries. First of all, sorry, I did not see the last one to watch SBC we did. It was always going to be between Sanchez and Mkhitaryan. I've got to learn to read the actual titles. I still probably would have done it knowing that it was Sanchez, because it's one we can use in an SBC if it's ever needed. And two, sorry for no uploads, I was focusing on this, the weekend league. That's what we're going to be doing now. Fridays, Saturdays, no uploads. I think Saturday I might try and get a career mode or something different. I'm not going to do a Road to Glory episode Friday or Saturday, so sorry about that. I just want to focus on Foot Champs and get this hopefully longer video out for you on a Sunday or a Monday morning, but most likely a Sunday, because maybe very late on a Sunday, because I just want to get these videos up. Saying that, we were in a rush to play these Foot Champs games. First game we won, second game we got a 2-0 win. We actually didn't win the first game, we got a rage quit. That game I played 90 minutes, used all my fitness, disconnected. I don't know what happened there. Fourth game, so we're 2-0, this is fourth game, but counting as his third game. This one was more of a struggle. I mean, stuff like that happening, and then this. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got a lot to say at the end of this episode about this team. Some good, some bad. I thought on the whole, I played quite bad, but it's the first weekend league. I'm not going to reveal where I finished until the end of the episode. So far, we're 3-0. Doing pretty decent. I can't fault the team at the moment. I'm coming up against teams who, most of them are either Serie A, Premier League, like real sweats like Sane, the player we can't play against. And Player of the Month Lewandowski is a very common player. I was actually thinking about him, but you know, there's going to be more high-rated ones. He's on fire in the Bundesliga, and it doesn't fit his team. Speaking of teams, as I've already said, this team might not last, and you'll see why throughout. You've seen Kepa mistake already. This game, I worked so hard to get back, and Ndombele, it just deflects off him. And he just puts it into an open net. Don't get me wrong, Ndombele is an amazing player. He played amazing for us in these Foot Champs games. This one, like I said before, I just touched on it. I was in a rush. These games started Friday night. I was in a rush to actually go somewhere. So the thing I had at this time, I don't think I'm usually going to do it, but if I go 3-0 down in the first half, I rage quit, just to get into the next game straight away. So we rage quit that game. I think we are 4-2 at the moment, but soon to be 4-3 if we lose this game, which this guy his team absolutely wrecks. Rashford is an amazing player. This was 2-0 in 5 minutes. I didn't even want to try. He was just absolutely smashing me, and I came up against this team, a not very good League One side, and I was thinking, God, I'm going to get absolutely hammered, because you can just tell he's going to be a sweat. These games now were Saturday morning. We've done with the Friday. I think I played up to that second rage quit on the Friday. And he actually gets one back with Gelson Martins, the player who we had before, who we sold. I don't know if I'm missing that guy or not, because we actually used Rivaldo in this, but we usually had Dele Alli, who's pretty decent on the right hand side. I'm playing a bit more wide when I'm like all out attacking and ultra attacking. This guy, he had that guy, the guy we cannot defend against. Well, I cannot defend against at all, Leroy Sane. And then he had Aguero up front with him, who just, I mean, how do I stand a chance against teams like these? I think at this point I think bronze 1's 4 wins, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's something around that. My aim every week before like Christmas, before I get a good team, I don't know why I picked Christmas, but before I get like a god squad like this one, Bale, Griezmann and Mbappe, how am I supposed to compete? I mean, I've got good players for a Road to Glory, but Jesus, I'm not going to do well against 89 rateds and stuff like that. He gets 3 lucky goals in my opinion. Well, one was more skillful, that finesse he had. Pookie's playing well at the moment, which is good, but as I was talking about, I keep going off track in these videos. My aim really is to get Silver 1 until I get a really good team. Silver 1. I know I'm not qualified for the next week. I know I only get 1 player pick, but it's not just limited to 84 rated, which it probably will be, because like you never get a good red pick. You get good packs, and you get 1.5k FUT Champs points, and if we get that, we're into the next one anyway. I think we'll get into the next FUT Champs nonetheless. We're on like 1.5k already from just the diff rivals. They're just grinding on that. Well, roller rage quit I had to do there. This guy had Saint Maxim. Just give me a break. Want to watch Saint Maxim, Undambele we have, who wasn't the hardest to get, and Lewandowski. And I was actually dominating this guy so much. And he goes 1-0 up. This moment I was just raging out. I don't know what I was doing. And then I put out a crossing and I actually scored a header, which I think was with Luke Shaw, was 80 physicality, and I needed a guy with 82 physicality for a week 1 gold objective, which I was pretty bummed about, but hey, it got us a win because Brandt came off the bench and scored. Speaking of Brandt, what a player he was for me this weekend. I'm not revealing anything, I'm just letting it go along. We're doing well at this moment. Straight from kickoff, Gabriel Jesus, whatever you want to call him. What a player he is. Just the player who I was saying Jota's going to be like the GOAT of this series. Gab Jesus, I don't plan on getting rid of him. I just think he's the best player I've used on this game so far, but I'm coming up against Rashford a lot. I know he's about 70k, but I am tempted to move the guy who you haven't seen score as much in this episode. You might have figured, Lucas Moura. Lucas Moura has gone up to 55k at the moment, so we'll get about almost 10k profit on him. And then we can go and buy Rashford, because we have about 60k now from just these games, selling Felipe Anderson, who we packed the last episode, I think it is. Go watch that. Kepa makes a mistake there. We need a goalkeeper as well. Rashford and a goalkeeper, maybe. Maybe that's his plan. We're going to wait until there's rewards. Another beast team. This guy has promos. We conceded a penalty. I'm not going to show how. Kepa should be saving that one as well. 2 games he's made an absolutely shocking mistake. We get a penalty. Man was shaking at this moment. I thought I was going to miss. I actually have missed a penalty, which I haven't included. I think it was in the first game. Straight away before we scored his first goal, we missed a penalty, so that was a good start. Brandt gets his goal. He always just marks his appearances off the bench with a goal. Like, what a player. I'm never going to use him in the SBC. He's just on fire. He gets a red card with 2-2, extra time. Saint Maxim, the player I cannot defend against. A player I don't intend on using as well, because I don't want to play wingers just yet. This formation is working for me. I just can't defend against him. We have got him on loan for a couple of games, which I'm planning on using later. Speaking of loans, we have used 3 games on Rivaldo, so we've got 2 left on him. 2 games on Crespo, who was diabolical in the 2 rage quits I had. 2 games with him. What a lucky goal that was as well. I think we haven't used Van Dijk yet. We've used the Sancho at the start of the series when we built that like Bundesliga Premier League hybrid. We haven't used Vinicius Jr. We haven't used Mignolet, the goalkeeper. We haven't used Lewandowski, Salah, Hazard. We've got all these players to use still. I'm planning on maybe using them if I have to get into like gold 1 or 2. If I'm like really doing well one weekend, which hopefully I do sometime. Brandt. What a goal he's just scored right there. He goes through again. He's just put it straight where he just put it. 2 goals off the bench that game for him. This guy has ones to watch, Brandt. Bit jealous with that. I'm not going to buy ones to watch Brandt because I'm never going to put him in the starting team. I don't plan on going Bundesliga. If it's a hybrid, maybe, but Premier League is my roots. I've always gone Premier League. I'm not saying I'm always gonna. I might go for a hybrid one time because I'm seeing Ter Stegen's popping up a lot, and we obviously do need a new goalkeeper. Like, I know he couldn't have helped that much, but I would have wished he would have had more reflexes to get up. And we lose that one 4-1 after going into extra time at 1-1, which was a bit disappointing. I think I forgot a squad fitness. Not making excuses, but we could have done with as players being a bit more fit in that game. At this moment, we've been on a... From the start, we've been on a good run to a bad run to a good run to a bad run. We haven't really like won a lot of games, then lost one, then kept on winning. Every time I lose, I kind of lose a couple in a row. I think maybe 1 or 2 times I actually just lose one randomly. This one, we go 4-1 up in, so pretty good, and we get, you know what's coming? A rage quit. So that's a pretty good thing to happen. This guy has once to watch Aaron Wan-Bissaka, which was an actual beast, if I don't say so. Well, I've included that clip there. You might think it's random. He actually got a red card from that free kick we got. I'm never shooting from free kicks this year as well. I know I scored one with I think it was Halstenberg. The left back I scored one with. That was just, I think that was just the one-off. I've been trying them in squad battles and I've never been doing well from them, so yeah, I'm never shooting from free kicks, and we're actually doing well from them. We're 2-1 up in this game. I'm just messing about with it at the back a couple of times. He gets pulled up for offside. I was thinking, just let it play on. He didn't even get the ball, and then just, if I'm ever going to do well in foot champs, I need to cut stuff like that out. Fortunately, we get that goal in the 89th minute. I didn't even realise it was that late on to get the win. We get a mixed primes players pack from getting some XP. This was from the leveling up to level 17 or 16, I think it was. And you know what that means? We actually opened a 2-player pack before this because we got 10 wins in squad battles. So I was losing. I'm never going to keep counting all these clips that we've just done. Probably kept count at the time, but that means we've got 10 wins at the moment, and that puts us in Silver 2. We are 1 win away from Silver 1, where I want to be at this time. Win that game 2-0. Brant Dabs off the bench. So we're in Silver 1, where I wanted to be. We're getting a red player pick, and it doesn't have to be 84 rated. So that's a good sign. That guy, yeah, this guy's Aubameyang, Rashford, and all that. So don't really stand a chance, to be honest. That's what I was thinking at the start, until Pookie scores that and puts us 2-1 up. This was a difficult game. Puts Brant through on goal, cuts inside, Jesus puts it in the bottom corner. We give away a penalty. That's my downfall at the moment, giving away penalties. Makes it 3-2. We're on the ropes for the rest of the game, but we actually win it. So that's 12 wins on the trot. Not on the trot, in foot champs altogether. But with 12 wins on the trot, I would not risk probably playing any more games. I'd be so frightened to play another game and lose a record, but this game, yeah, the team we're up against, Pepe, Aguero, and I think it was Sane up front, don't stand a chance. Brant does what Brant does. He's been doing it all the time in this foot champ. Gets a goal off the bench, ends up going 4-2. We sweaty there. Liao, who's I've actually been bringing off the bench, who's actually been quite crap when I have been bringing off the bench, gets a goal. This one, 16 minutes in, we concede. We're conceding some stupid goals where Kepa just goes to the ground. I'm not blaming him. Most goals are my fault. That was a good goal. I actually finished a one-on-one, and that was Genie Wijnaldum. I don't know what he were doing up there, because, to be quite honest, the left-hand side, I'll rate Ali more than Wijnaldum. I'll rate Ali okay, but Wijnaldum, I've been switching him and Ali up all the time. I just can't use him. Wijnaldum and Lucas just didn't do it this week, and I just think they were absolutely crap to use. They were just costing me games, just messing about with it, and not finishing chances with Lucas. So I plan on getting rid of them two, and maybe bringing more players in. As I said, I like the formation, but I am willing to change it up if needs be, to maybe fit St. Maxim or something. I know I said I don't want to use wingers, but I just can't deal with Lucas at the moment. Leaving that for another note, we're going to change his team up at a completely different day. This episode is just mainly foot champs. Well, I say mainly foot champs and that one pack. This is just getting Silver 1, which we have done. We had about 7 games left, so maybe gold 3 if we're lucky, gold 2 if we're careful. And this guy was just dominating. I stood no chance against this guy. Gabriel Jesus scores. 3-1 down. rage quit. And this is the last game we play. We're on 13 wins at this point. Came up against a good team. We score a finesse. Gab Jesus through on goal, puts it top bins. It looks like we are going to get gold 3 for our first weekend league. It's a shame we'll have to wait for the rewards until Thursday. Speaking of rewards, there will be none for tomorrow in squad battles. I haven't played any games. I have no objectives for it. I wanted to get into foot champs this weekend. I wanted to focus on foot champs, so we haven't played squad battles. So apologies for no rewards tomorrow, but there might be a shuffle in the team. Or maybe some SBCs coming out 6 o'clock today and 6 o'clock tomorrow. That is it for this episode. The foot champs is finished. I had 4 games left, so I could have actually got into gold 2. Didn't want to risk it. I'm happy with gold 2. I get 2 red picks that don't have to be 84 rated. We get a mega pack, I think it is. Well, maybe 2 mega packs and a 50k pack. We get qualification into the next weekend league. I'm just looking at some other people's things there. And I will see you in the next episode for episode 15, I think the next one is, of the Road to Glory. Peace.